She walked out of her house with nothing but a roll of paper towels and the clothes on her back. No phone, no shoes, no trace. This isn't just a disappearance, it's a glitch in reality. What happened next doesn't just defy logic, it challenges everything we think we know about this case. Hours before she vanished, Karlie Gusé was recorded in a state of sheer terror. The audio, often called the Paranoia Tape, became one of the most controversial pieces of evidence in the entire investigation. But was this a mental health crisis, or was Karlie reacting to a real, immediate threat? Because 8 years later, a new witness from Tonopah, Nevada has come forward with a claim that changes everything. The authorities long believed Karlie couldn't have survived the desert heat, but the new leads suggest Karlie didn't die that morning. They suggest she was taken. Today, we are diving into the terrifying digital trail, the suppressed evidence, and the theory that Karlie Gusé might still be out there. If you think you know the Karlie Gusé case, you haven't seen the 2026 updates. Stay with us, because the last confirmed person to see her alive may have left out a detail that could break this case wide open. Before October 13, 2018, Karlie Lain Gusé was a typical 16-year-old living in Chalfant Valley, California. She stood 5'7", weighed about 110 pounds, with long dark blonde hair and striking blue eyes. Her left nostril was pierced, a small detail that would later become critical to identifying potential sightings. Karlie was a junior at Bishop Union High School, a talented track and field athlete who also worked part-time at an escrow company. Those who knew her described her as a free spirit, someone who loved scary movies, adored her younger brothers, and had her whole life ahead of her. She lived with her father, Zachary, and stepmother, Melissa, in the rural community of Chalfant Valley, just outside Bishop. This quiet corner of Mono County, California, sits in the shadows of the White Mountains, a landscape so vast and unforgiving it can swallow someone whole. On the night of October 12, 2018, Karlie attended a party with her boyfriend in Bishop. What was supposed to be a normal Friday night spiraled into something far more disturbing. According to reports, Karlie consumed marijuana that night, but what happened next suggested this wasn't an ordinary high. She became severely paranoid, erratic, and frightened, behavior so extreme that her boyfriend contacted her stepmother for help. When Melissa arrived to pick her up, Karlie was described as pale as a ghost. The drive back to Chalfant Valley was tense. Karlie kept apologizing, crying, and expressing fears that made little sense. Many believe the marijuana had been laced with something far more dangerous. The theory of laced marijuana remains unconfirmed, but Karlie's behavior that night was undeniably alarming. She was terrified of something. Whether real or imagined, we may never know. The next morning, at approximately 6:30 a.m., Melissa woke to find Karlie lying on the floor of her bedroom. Karlie had asked to sleep there, still shaken from the night before. Melissa reportedly went back to sleep. When she woke again around 7:15 a.m., Karlie was gone. The front door was open. Karlie's phone was still in the house. Her shoes were still by the door. The only thing missing, Karlie herself, and a single roll of paper towels she'd apparently taken with her. She walked out into the high desert of Mono County wearing only the clothes on her back. No jacket, no phone, no explanation. The temperature that morning would climb into the 80s by midday. But this is where the story stops making sense. At approximately 7:30 a.m., a neighbor reported seeing a young woman matching Karlie's description walking eastbound on Highway 6 near the intersection of Birch Street. The witness described her as appearing disoriented, gazing upward at the sky, seemingly lost in thought or confusion. This sighting occurred less than a mile from Karlie's home. This was the last confirmed sighting of Karlie Gusé. No cameras, no further witnesses. She simply vanished into the vast emptiness of the California desert. Yet the story didn't end there. Search teams scoured the area for weeks. Search dogs, helicopters, volunteers, nothing. Not a single piece of physical evidence was recovered. In the weeks following Karlie's disappearance, questions began to emerge about the timeline, the family's account, and what really happened that morning. Both Zachary and Melissa took polygraph tests. The results were reportedly inconclusive and have never been publicly released. This fueled speculation, though law enforcement has never named any suspects. Then there's the so-called Paranoia Tape, an audio recording Melissa made of Karlie the night she returned home, documenting her distressed state. Some see it as evidence of a caring stepmother trying to help. Others question why it was recorded at all. The debate continues to divide online communities, but one thing remains clear. We still don't know what happened to Karlie Gusé. Fast forward to 2026. New tips have emerged from Tonopah, Nevada, roughly 100 miles north of where Karlie disappeared. Witnesses claim to have seen a young woman matching her description in the years following her disappearance. While these reports remain unverified, they've reignited hope among those who believe Karlie didn't succumb to the elements, that she may have been picked up by someone on Highway 6 that morning. Could Karlie still be alive? Investigators have not ruled it out. The Mono County Sheriff's Office continues to treat this as an active missing persons case. But 8 years is a long time. Memories fade, evidence goes cold, and yet the questions remain. If you have any information about Karlie Gusé's disappearance, please contact the Mono County Sheriff's Office at 760-932-7549. Even the smallest detail could be the key to bringing her home. What do you think happened to Karlie? Was this a tragic accident? Or is there something darker at play? Leave your theories in the comments below, but please keep it respectful. If you found this video informative, please consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell. We cover cases like this every week, and your support helps us keep these stories alive. Karlie Gusé is still missing. Her family is still waiting. And somewhere out there, someone knows what happened on that October morning in 2018. Thank you for watching. Stay safe and never stop asking questions.